Hello, everyone. This is Josh from the Wrestling With The Willeys podcast. I'm here to talk about Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. And let me explain that it's free. There's creation tools that help you record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you. They go through Apple Podcasting and pretty much anywhere that sets up podcasting for you. Also, you can make your money from with your podcast too. And it doesn't take that much at all for you to be able to do it too. So it's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. If you guys are interested, just go to the app in both the iOS and the Android store, or you could go to their website at anchor.fm. Thank you and have a good day. All right. Hello, everybody. It's time for the Wrestling with the Willeys podcast. We're doing Fastlane 2021 edition, and I'm joined with Jeremy. We're doing double duty again. Yeah.
Yeah, we do this about every week. Like we do at least
one. I know. We've been doing them a lot. Like this, especially this past month, we've done it like fucking like once every week, it seems like.
Yeah, I think this week this weekend we had 3. Because we have the 2 today, and then I think
because
one will be released tomorrow.
Yeah, I forgot about that one. Yeah. But yeah, I guess we'll mention the kickoff anyway. Just it's not really so much. I thought it was actually going to be on the same, like on the show. It looked like they moved it. But Matt Riddle, of course, beat Ali. But now it's like I guess it's the breakup of Retribution, or at least Ali is not the leader of it anymore. So I'm wondering if they're bringing somebody else up to take over, like maybe somebody from NXT or something, and then they're going to come in and take over Retribution, which it's like they've botched Retribution since they started it, so I'm not really surprised. Like,
yeah, this pay-per-view was kind of
lame. Yeah,
and again, it was a good piece of it to me was timing again.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the results or the timing of the matches, the longest one obviously was the last one, but the rest of them, most of them were under 10 minutes long.
Yeah, which is crazy because it's like almost a 3-hour-long pay-per-view. And it seems like there was a lot of commercials and or whatever else in this thing. Like, I guess we might as well mention the tag team match first, mostly because it was completely forgettable to me.
Well, did we mention that Riddle won that first match?
Well, Riddle won, and then they broke up. I thought I mentioned it, but I mean,
you might have. I don't remember.
Yeah,
even though it was just like 2 seconds
anyway,
ago.
really, the only thing that mattered was Retribution kicked out Ali, or at least unless they are still like, I don't know if there's still a thing or what. I'm assuming that they're still together, knowing that all of them didn't implode. Like some of he kicked out a couple of them, and then they were like, you know what, fuck you, essentially.
Well, one thing I want to point out during this is that, I don't like Riddle. We've had those conversations in the past. I just don't like him. But I don't understand the point of making him look like he's kind of stupid. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Like, oh, my God. That's what I was sitting there thinking about it. I was like, are they trying to make him play like he's Spicoli? Like,
yeah, I mean,
like legit. Like they're like, I get it. He's doing the bro thing, but his bro thing's been like what he's done the whole entire time. That's just how his character is, and always probably will be. Like, but like you're the whole. I know we're jumping a bit in there, but like the whole thing with Shinsuke, where he's like, I got a few ideas, and then Shinsuke ran away and waited until he left. I was like, what? Like, I don't understand like what they were trying to prove with that. And it seems like it reminds me of shit that they did with Dean Ambrose, like pigeonholed him into a certain area, and they're like, yeah, he's a fucking dumbass.
Yeah.
But I don't.
I just wanted to mention that since
Yeah.
Riddle was in the kickoff, I think we could just talk about
Yeah.
that and then move
I mean,
on.
it's
But
good knowing that Riddle won, but good lord. But anyway, it's like this match, the fucking tag team match was fucking boring. And
yeah,
like, I love Sasha Banks, but it was like, it was an afterthought. Like, they didn't even think about, like, who was going to win. It was showing dissension between both teams. Kind of. I mean, granted, there's a setting up for WrestleMania, but I mean, they could have done something better. And then Reginald was a good guy. Now he's a bad guy, or he was a bad guy, then he was a good guy, and then he was a bad guy again. Doing this shit with Nia Jax, which I don't understand at all.
yeah, I
Like,
don't either, and that's kind of where I was
that's
at.
what I'm
Was that
like, where the fuck?
well?
It's like this dude
It
is
it
just.
made the most it made the most sense to be with Carmella, and then when he went with Sasha for that time, it's
Yeah,
like
that's what I was
what?
like. What the?
And then now it's just it makes no sense.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And then they had them. Okay, so you're showing dissension between Jax and Shayna Baszler, but then you don't have them lose. So who's gonna beat them at? I'm assuming WrestleMania. But like, it was really just showing that Bianca and Sasha are eventually going to wrestle each other. And it was like, there was no point to this match, really. They already did it last month, and then they're doing it again for literally like no reason. So that,
Yeah, and this is where I was saying this is to me WWE's problem right now.
oh yeah,
They keep rehashing everything
yeah,
like over and
trying to
over
fill
again.
time.
So it's like,
It's like trying to fill time or something where they're like, oh, let's do feuds. So we'll just stick with the same feuds that we've been doing. Sure, I'll talk about like some of the other good ones in this match. And like, probably for me, I think it was Big E and Apollo Crews was the next one, I think, right?
it was, yeah.
Yeah,
But it
and
didn't
this
last
was
very
dope.
long.
Like, I liked it just because Big E's talking. His fucking promo that he did right before this, where he was like, "You were in fucking trouble, and I'm gonna beat the shit out of you," type of thing. Granted, like, they weaseled out where he didn't fully beat the shit out of him. So hopefully, maybe at WrestleMania, he just destroys Apollo Crews. But I don't think that they're gonna do that, just because it looks like they're trying to at least push Crews for a little bit, but I just don't want it to be to the detriment of Big E, you know? But like,
Yeah.
this match was good, and you could tell that they cared about each other, like that they were friends outside of WWE. It looks like Big E was like, I want to work with him and build his character up. That's what it seemed like throughout this match. I mean, the match itself is okay, but like Big E talking shit to him, where he's like, "This is on you," and this and that. Like, I loved that. And that was like my favorite part of the match, was
Well, I
him
get what
talking
you're
shit to
saying,
him.
but well, this is what kills me with WWE right now. Like the tag team match before this was 9 minutes and 45 seconds,
Yeah,
right? But this match was 5 minutes and 45 seconds long.
yeah,
I don't understand why it was only 5 minutes. I mean, that
yeah.
doesn't seem like long enough to do anything with.
And they
And
even
then,
talked about that it was a short match, even on their
yeah,
Twitter account.
yeah. I mean, I don't get it. I mean, there's so much build up to these two fighting, and then they go
Oh
for
yeah,
five
and then they
minutes.
only give them 5 minutes. Yeah, it's like,
Yeah. So
really, what the
and
hell,
then
man?
the only one that made sense is the next one that we're gonna talk. Well, there's a couple that make sense that didn't last very long.
Yeah,
But those are the only two that should have only went short, and those made sense. But the rest of them should have been longer than they were. I
well, I
mean,
mean, I definitely think that for what it was, I definitely think that I enjoyed the Shinsuke versus Seth Rollins match the most. I mean, to like, I mean, most of the wrestling was pretty good.
Oh, based on the
Compared to
card,
it,
I mean,
but like I
that was
really
the
enjoyed the Shinsuke versus Seth Rollins match. But I mean, yeah, most of the matches were very short compared to like it's kind of weird because they only did so many matches for like Elimination Chamber, and then they did like it seems like twice as many in this one, and then it was 3 hours long, but there was a lot of short ass fucking matches in it.
yeah.
So I
And,
don't know how it took 3 hours.
we talked about like well, when we get to it we'll talk to it, but like Roman Reigns, I think initially when it was getting ready there was a 15-minute build up to the match even starting. So I think
Yeah.
that happened in a lot of these where they were showing the build up to what
Oh
the
yeah,
match
like the
was.
hype
So
packages and shit
yeah,
for it.
and I
Yeah.
think that's what took a lot of the time away because you know most of these had build-ups, but again, the build-ups are because they've been fighting on Raw for the last 6 months. I'm being
Oh yeah.
facetious with that, but you know, we've seen uh, Alexa Bliss and Randy Orton on Raw for like the last 2 months. So there's a lot of build-up that they were showing. Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan, there's been stuff on SmackDown that they were showing the build up to this. So it took 15 minutes before they even started the match. So I think that's where a lot of the time went, which I think is kind of stupid. I mean, we're here to watch wrestling, not to watch how they got to where they're at. It's like
Oh
they're
yeah.
trying.
It's like the Drew versus Sheamus one. I thought it was cool how they were showing like 20 years, blah blah blah. I would have preferred it to see it at WrestleMania, really. I mean,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, because that's a good example. That one was where they were showing where like air was for Drew, and then they went through a whole story, and then of their backstory, and then Sheamus the same thing. That took probably 15 minutes just to get to that point before the match even started. And the match was 20 minutes long, but
oh yeah.
so that took away because they had that crap, you know, that took away from Big E and Apollo actually wrestling a decently long match. The only ones that should have been short were Braun and Alexa Bliss,
Oh
only
yeah.
because of the nature
Definitely
of the.
the Braun match should have been like 2 minutes or some shit.
I
He
actually
should have
think
came
the Braun
out and
Strowman one should have been shorter than it was.
yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. It should have been like only like 2 or 3 minutes long, if that. Yeah, and like it was just to hype up like him coming out doing all the stuff, and then Shane being like, "Oh yeah, you're going against him," and he ducks and runs, and then Braun comes out and just destroys him. Shouldn't have been like and them going out, and Jackson Riker was like toying with him and shit. Shouldn't have been that. He should have just came out, destroyed him, like, and then Jackson Riker come out to try to protect him, and then they take him down too.
Mm-hmm.
That should have been like period. That should have been the match, right? Like when you're trying to beef up like Braun Strowman, why the fuck are you giving him like a 5 minute match between two guys where you know he's getting jobbed out? You know Elias is gonna go on like lose, so why even bother giving him like 5 minutes? Just embarrass him and just be done with it, because you haven't really done anything with Elias. This time last year, he was a face going against freaking Corbin. Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's like you haven't really done shit with him, and then it's just like even this thing, it should be like a turning point for Elias, where he's like, you know what, I'm not gonna be a heel anymore, that type of shit, to be something different. But that's the main thing for me is that this should have been way short, way short, and then a little bit more time go to like the Apollo Crews match or something else other than what happened. Like the Shinsuke Seth Rollins match was dope. Like I have to admit, mostly because like I liked how it felt like old Shinsuke to me. Like when he was doing NXT stuff with Sami Zayn, like it felt like that type of shit with Seth this time. Which if he does this all the time, then that would be fucking awesome. because that's what I want to see out of Shinsuke, them given the opportunities for him to just like work his ass off. But like, I don't know. I'm just like, I don't know exactly what they're doing with Cesaro. Like, if it's, I guess it's just going to be a wrestling match with him and Cesaro, and then Cesaro wins. I mean, I don't know what would help Cesaro if he beats Seth Rollins. Like, I don't know where it would go to. Like, oh, he would go against Big E or something, or like him going against Roman Reigns. I would think that would probably make sense. Like for the next pay-per-view, he beats Seth, and then he's like, "Hey, I beat your buddy, and let's go against Roman." You know, that type of thing. But even then, he would lose to him anyway. So I don't know exactly what they would do.
I don't know how they would book the way they keep playing with Roman. I don't know who would even want to wrestle the fucker at this point, to be honest with you.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Who would beat him? The way that they're booking him right now.
I mean, they're kind of doing the same thing with Io Shirai in NXT, right? It's like she's beat so many people. It's like
who else are they gonna beat?
Yeah,
like who's gonna beat
I
her?
think next she's facing Raquel Gonzalez, right?
Yeah, and there ain't no way that she's gonna beat her.
So it's like,
no way.
You get to a point because Rhea Ripley's going to be on Raw on Monday. It's going to be, who is she going to face to even lose that title?
Yeah, she would have to face somebody new.
Yeah, I mean,
like unless they did a thing with Toni Storm, where it seems like they're kind of building that a little bit, where it's legit like Toni Storm versus Io, and Toni wins. Like she finally beats her, because I think that they've shown that I don't think she's beaten her yet. I think. I mean, I could be wrong, but in WWE stuff, I don't think she's beat Io Shirai yet. So I mean, that could work, but I think that's really the only person that I could see like beat her at the moment.
Yeah,
like that would make sense. I mean, Candice, they probably ain't gonna put Candice on it. I mean, like Candice could win it, but like she would need the help of her crew, the Way or whatever that they're calling them.
Yeah,
and I would definitely say that they would have to recruit more people. I would think that instead of like Indy Hartwell and stuff, they need to recruit somebody else in, like the Muscle, because Indy Hartwell is not muscle. If anything, she's just there.
Yeah.
Like they need somebody like Raquel Gonzalez, but even then, they need somebody bigger and that actually poses a threat.
Yeah.
And
that's
that
what I'm saying. I mean, I don't feel they have anybody right now. And I feel the same thing about at this point with Roman, because Roman's beat pretty much everybody. It's like you're getting to the point where it's just rehashing stuff over and over again. And it's like,
really the only thing that would make sense is if after, like we were talking about this, that it would be so dope if they did a Firefly Funhouse thing with Randy Orton for him to take a vacation or some shit. Them do the same thing that they did with John Cena with Randy Orton, right? He comes out like the Firefly Funhouse thing, and then says whatever, and it just gives him time off, right? That would be so dope. Then they transfer him to SmackDown and have him go against Randy Orton. But the only way to do that is if he would have to win it, right? He would have to beat Roman. But I don't think they're going to have anybody beat Roman anytime soon.
Yeah. I honestly feel the best person at this point in their careers and stuff to take out Roman would be Drew McIntyre. But
yeah, that's the only person that I would think would happen, but they would have to transfer him off of Bobby Lashley to go to Roman.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It all really depends on who they, whether or not Drew McIntyre wins at WrestleMania or not. On what
which I don't know. The way that's going, I wouldn't be surprised if if Drew wins, but I don't think that they should do that to Bobby Lashley, especially the way that they had their entrance come out. Like how they definitely changed his entrance.
Where his entrance is pretty badass right now with the yellow lightning.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like how they're making it epic. I don't think that they would put so much effort into it if they were only going to have him as a transitional champion.
Oh, I don't disagree with you. I'm just saying that we'll see at WrestleMania how they play that out. Because if Drew McIntyre wins, obviously that whole Roman Reigns thought wouldn't happen for a while. But if he loses, they could do whatever with him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I agree. And especially, I think they usually do the drafts around.
They normally do. That's what I'm saying.
They do it around after WrestleMania or some
Yeah.
shit, right? But what's it called? Yeah. So, and might as well know that we're talking about Drew. Drew versus Sheamus was actually dope. I hope that Sheamus didn't hurt his back or his thigh or whatever that he was looking.
Well, it seemed
Like
at
you were
the
talking
end that
about how it
not only
looked
him,
like he was selling
yeah,
it.
not only him, but Drew McIntyre at the end.
Oh yeah, when he fell off
Yeah,
the top rope.
seemed like his back
Oh man,
was kind of jacked up, but who knows? I mean, you know, it could be one of those things that they're just selling the fact that they had a rough match.
yeah. Oh yeah, and I hope that it's just that. I hope, but like mostly because I just want them to last for a long time. Especially, I've been kind of turning on Sheamus. I've liked Sheamus for a while, anyway. But like some of his shit was kind of old. Like when he was going against Roman, when they were trying to like have him be the what was it, 3:14 or some shit that he came out and beat Roman in 3 minutes and 14 seconds or some shit. This was ages ago when he got the Money in the Bank championship match, or like the Money in the Bank briefcase, and then he cashed it in on him like right after he won it. I forgot who he won it off of too, but like it got real old. It was when they were doing League of Nations and shit too. But like certain things that they booked Sheamus at like killed me, right? But this like legit kind of made me like Sheamus more just because it feels like real life, right?
Well, they have known
Like
each other 20
they were
years, and yeah,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they blended, like it's kind of like a work shoot type of thing where it's like I'm sure that probably Sheamus is like, oh yeah, I wish I was in that spot too. Like all of them probably feel like they want to be in that spot where they're like in the main event of WrestleMania, even though their main event of WrestleMania ain't the main event, like because it'll be like, of course, Roman versus Edge, I'm sure it will be the main event. And then they're like, there's two main events. No, whoever's on last is the main event. But what's it called? But like it made me like Sheamus more, that he is having like legit beef, or at least it makes it seem like it's legit beef with Sheamus or with Drew. I mean, so like this match was dope. I loved the white noise onto the announce table. I liked how he put Drew pushed him through the screens at one point, even though it was kind of like the same fireworks that AEW did for their pay-per-view.
except it wasn't billed to be a gigantic explosion and ended up being just fireworks.
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
again, in the next match, there was more fire and shit than there was in that explosion in AEW. Just saying.
Oh yeah, yeah. But I mean, it looked like they were like also filming it a certain way too. But anyway, still, it was dope. I liked her. And like, of course, Drew was gonna win. That's the problem with most of these matches is that you
Yeah,
knew who was gonna win,
that
or
was
at
my
least
favorite
generally.
match, the Drew match. But I'm a huge fan of Drew. So.
Oh, really? Yeah. See, like, it makes sense to end up. Like, I would think that this one, the Drew one, and then the Seth Rollins one, would be like either or, like would be like the best matches, right? Just because they ended up, they told the best stories in the ring. They actually had
They did
fun.
it.
It looked like from both
Unfortunately though, for
guys.
me, I'm not a huge fan of Seth, and his matches tend to always go the same way.
Yeah, and I
And
totally understand that. I mean, like especially his roles on Twitter and shit hasn't made him be any better too. But like Yeah. So I totally understand. And then of course it was Alexa Bliss versus Randy Orton, and by far the best little
Yeah,
thing, even though that wasn't
it
like
wasn't a
really a
match, but
match,
I love
but it
what they're
was.
doing with Alexa Bliss.
Oh yeah, I because this was truly the first time I heard the entrance music that she came out to, and when I heard it, how they were slowing it down and they were changing everything, and like it was just a warped version of the Firefly Funhouse that entrance music. I was like, dude, this is so dope, so dope. And then even her fucking with Randy Orton the whole time made it so much better. Like, yeah, and it didn't have to be like a huge amount of shit, and it made sense what happened, and like even the fiery melted hand coming out to grab fucking Randy Orton was dope as shit. I was like, I thought he was just gonna come back like normal, but coming back where it was like all his ring gear was melted and shit, like even the mask was melted. I was like, that is so dope. Oh man,
And
I'm
his
looking
skin
forward to that
is
match,
melted.
especially.
Like if you,
Oh yeah, like he even changed like one of his eyes to make it look like he's had zombie eyes and shit. I was like, dude, that is dope. I like the thought that he goes through on his character whenever he does it.
yeah. So
Right?
it'll be interesting what, because now he's returned, how Raw is going to be tomorrow. So because this
Oh
will
yeah.
be pushing for an Orton versus Fiend match at WrestleMania, but
That's why I was saying like it would be dope if they did like a repeat. Not really like a repeat, but that like knowing that it was like because the main people that Bray Wyatt had stuff with, like any feud that was like huge, it was like John Cena, like how he didn't beat him at WrestleMania. It's like the only other person would probably be like Taker if they did something with Taker, right? Like it would be John Cena, then it's Randy Orton, knowing that he burnt his house down, or sister Abigail's house down, and he lost his match at WrestleMania and stuff like that. So it tells the story for like him doing the Firefly Funhouse thing and fucking with Orton the whole time, and giving it time for like Orton to be gone if he wanted to for a while, right? So I don't think that that's what they're gonna do. Mostly because I think that Orton's going to be around for a long time anyway. I don't think he's going to be like John Cena and just vanish for like a
I mean
while and do
that was
movies and
Cena's
all that
plan,
stuff. But
his way of leaving without having to say goodbye.
yeah, and that's the main thing. And like I would love to end up seeing them do that with Randy Orton, but I don't think. I think Randy's like no matter what, he's like a lifer with WWE. I don't think he's gonna. I mean, I said that about fucking Big Show, and fucking Big Show left. What the fuck? Like, and so
Randy Orton
nothing's
pissed
set
him
in
off.
stone. But well, yeah,
Well, that's what they
supposedly.
said. It was. I
Uh,
think he said it. Like it was the way that that Legends Night clip went.
Yeah, which I'm not surprised about. I mean, like they haven't really treated a lot of people like with the leg ban or the leg slapping ban and all this stupid shit that you keep seeing come out in the news, right? I mean,
Guys are.
you only
I get
know
it, but
so
some of these
much,
guys are
but
whiners. It's like you got paid millions of dollars over how many years, and they got to continue to make you look. However, I mean, his Randy Orton's gimmick is a legend killer gimmick. So how do you think he's going to treat legend?
oh, are you saying like some of the old guys, like like they're whining
Well,
because of
Big Show's one
what
of them.
they're doing
Well, Big
on the
Show's one
Legend
of them.
Night thing?
He's freaking 400 pounds, and he's what, 50 years old or whatever it is. You think you're going to
Yeah,
get top billing anymore? No, because you can't really even move around that much. I mean, you went to AEW, and what are you going to be doing? You're going to be commentating. I mean, so it's like, and help. I think one of the
yeah,
things that they could have used these guys for, and I think that's what Christian wanted to do, and like Christian left, is help out the young people. But how they're
Yeah.
treated or whatever on TV, who cares? I mean, does it really hurt your image all that much that Randy Orton said you're washed up? Well, you're a legend. His gimmick is he's the legend killer. So what do you think he's going to say to you? I mean, it's like, he's not gonna
Yeah.
he's not gonna be
That
all
is
nice
true,
and
yeah.
shit on camera. His gimmick is to boot you in the head. I mean, most of them he clocked. Well, actually, a year before that, he did it to all four of them, and then they took him out at WrestleMania, if I remember last year. That was like the gimmick was he was facing Edge, and they all helped Edge win. And it was because they all got kicked in the head by him, right? Before that?
Well, I know that there was one with Drew where they all came out and helped Drew. I know that. That like where Shawn Michaels kicked him off the top
Maybe
of
it
the
was Drew that
ambulance.
I'm thinking of. But anyways, it was because they all got kicked in the head by Randy Orton. So it's like,
yeah, but like the main thing, I think that like it would be a grievance probably is like how they did the little, oh, he turned the lights off and then he beat the shit out of all these people when he had night vision goggles on. But I mean, that's neither here nor there or whatever, because I mean, really, it doesn't matter. I mean, if he felt like it was that much for him to leave, then whatever. I mean, like, especially Tony Khan's probably paying him good money to like be away from WWE. And especially what was he doing in WWE anyway? I don't think he was being a producer or nothing there. I mean, if anything, he could have been an executive producer or whatever the fuck MVP's doing. I know that he's like a dude that helps with certain things, and he's the on-air person where he's like the leader of the Hurt Business. But I mean, so I mean, I understand it. I definitely think that some people just need to get over
I
shit,
know we kind
but also at the
of
same time,
deflected
I
off what
mean,
we're supposed to be talking about. But
no, I get it. I mean, like the main thing is that I think that the more shit that I keep on seeing out of WWE is more like a business that you just don't really enjoy seeing, right? Like, granted, they are like the end all be all of like wrestling and shit, but also at the same time, do you want to be at the place where it feels more like working in a shitty environment and dealing with maybe being WWE champion if you like put in the work for like 5 or 10 plus years, right? And also like having to deal with Vince throwing and pigeonholing you if he felt like it, or would you take your chances in another promotion where they would probably put you higher on the card and probably put the main
well, it
title on
depends
you?
on how.
The main
It
thing
probably
that
depends on how much money you're making.
well, that's what I'm saying. It's like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It just depends on what, like, if you haven't seen, like, most of the people that left WWE, it wasn't so much about the money. It was about just doing what they loved and wanting to wrestle and then making it feel like you're being stupid for staying there, Like Sean Spears was like, I could have made more money staying and sitting at home, and I just didn't want to do it. It's totally understandable. Like you want to do what you want to do a lot of the times, and then if they just want you to stay at home just so you could be out of a different promotion. I mean, Andrade is the best like example right now, knowing that he was like, you know what, can you release me? When he comes out and he's like, yeah, I want to be released, can you release me? Thank you, haha. And it's like, because he and like Vince obviously didn't have the faith in him to do anything, and it looks like Aleister Black's the same thing, which is fucking insane to me. How over their gimmicks were and how well they were, like how a lot of people were praising their matches and shit, and then now you don't even see them. Same with Ricochet. It's like, and I knew with Ricochet that at the end of the day, he wasn't going to go anywhere with WWE. I knew that they were going to fucking pigeonhole him like they did with Evan Bourne, like as the high flying guy, and then that's what all that was going to happen with him. And what happens now? He's on fucking main event. You know, but I mean,
but does it come down to the fact that they can't talk on the mic? Because it seems like
I think it depends on the.
Well, I know,
shit,
but it
right?
but it seems like
depends.
there's and this is me watching wrestling as long as you have, right? I mean, I don't necessarily watch the amount that you do, you know, because I don't necessarily keep track of like Impact and New Japan like you do, but I do watch WWE and AEW as much, if not more, than you do. And one of the things that I notice is the ones that get pigeonholed most of the time tend to not be able to talk on the mic.
Yeah, to a degree, or they piss some the wrong person off.
But I
really.
mean, Ricochet really cannot talk. When he gets on the mic, he sounds funny, and the same can be said for the same Aleister Black. He very rarely talks, and then I'm not.
Yeah,
I
think that was more of the mystique of his character.
But I would agree.
Yeah,
but I would agree in terms of his wrestling ability. Aleister Black's one of the funnest wrestlers to me to watch in the ring. But if you, who's the other one you mentioned that's kind of been pigeonholed lately?
Well,
Andrade.
I mean, Andrade was always more of a person with
and Vega, when she got released is what really killed him, I think. Because again,
I think so too.
He can't talk on the mic.
Same with Aleister Black, knowing that he's dating her, or like I think engaged or some shit.
And I think that's part of the issue because I think Aleister Black either came out in defense of her or something. So that could be part of his problem. But Andrade, I think, is strictly the fact he can't, like, he can wrestle. He's another wrestler, but he barely can speak English. And I'm not meaning to say anything about that, but I think that's what kind of pigeonholes Asuka a little bit in that. But the difference between Asuka and Andrade is the amount of people they have in the talent pool. There aren't that many women. So in terms of who you're gonna keep in the circle, Asuka is one of the best wrestlers they have. So regardless of whether or not she can talk or not, it really doesn't matter. But a good example, like Kevin Owens, one of the best talkers on the mic. Seth Rollins, one of the best guys that can cut a promo, right? Their wrestling ability's up there too, but I mean, if they have both, they're going to tend to be pushed more. And I think Drew McIntyre, that was one of his issues before. And what I'm getting at is like when in his first run, when he was with 3MB, he didn't talk on the mic very much.
He didn't really. It was normal. Like, I don't think they really wanted.
It was normally Heath Slater in the 3MB. Same thing with Jinder Mahal. Neither one of them talked, so it was like they couldn't get across what they wanted to get across. So they looked kind of weak. And I think that's where most of these guys, if you look where people get pushed and where they don't, if they suck on the mic, they tend to not get pushed as much as the one can talk. And if they can't talk and they still want them to get pushed, they put them with someone that can talk, i.e. Roman, i.e. Brock, i.e. whoever else. Most of the people, like Braun Strowman, I think that's one of the reasons he doesn't get pushed as much as he should. I think some people feel he's not very good on the mic. Like he comes off as kind of the gimmick they're pushing right now with Shane, as he comes off as kind of an idiot. When he big, tough, Braun, say 5 words. You know what I mean? I mean, it's like, I'm not saying he's like that, but in his promos, he comes off as that way. Anyways, but
I mean, like,
I'm just trying to explain what my thought process is in terms of why people are getting pushed and why they aren't, and then they turn around and get pissed. Pushed. Well, maybe you need to work on some things too. You're not just always perfect. Anyway.
Well, I think it just depends on the situation.
But then they give preferential treatment.
Ain't even
able they give to. Preferential treatment to people like Roman.
Oh yeah.
That say the stupid or Nia. Well, Nia is one of the biggest ones. I really still don't understand why she's pushed as much as she is. It blows my mind.
I think we have to mention Nia Jax and her, not really no talent having person, but like every time in every podcast we should talk about like how bad she sucks.
I think so too.
Or not really sucks, because I mean, like she just has to work.
Wasn't there another incident that we
definitely
talked?
don't think she deserves. She should, like Peyton Royce or fucking Billy Kay or any other team that they literally have on the card, like the Riot Squad or anybody, literally could be in that same spot that Nia Jax is in, because they work hard as fuck doing their shit. They don't get any time to be on the mic. They don't, like, and if they do, it's for like 2 seconds. Like, it's like Lana is the perfect example too. It's like they don't give her much to talk about at all, and then people are like, oh yeah, like she sucks on the mic. Well, I mean, when you, like, even Peyton Royce's promo that she cut, where she sat there and she was like, you gotta give me chances to do shit, like you guys are able to get whatever you're getting because of who you are, and like I should be in that spot. I don't see why I shouldn't be in that spot. Like, she's like, I've been here for a while and I think I deserve my spot here, but I think I should be given more. I think I should be given more than what I got. And it's completely reasonable with all the girls that they have on there that haven't.
Well, it's funny with that,
spot.
and then you got Charlie Caruso, who's an announcer, where sounds like she got kicked off because she made a comment that I guess people took as she was making a joke, but it was kind of vulgar. I don't know if you saw it, but I did. It was on a Raw Talk, and Damian Priest was on there, and R-Truth was on there, and they mentioned something about calling him DP, and Charlie Caruso said, I like DP.
So they kicked her off because she did that. I don't think she necessarily thought about it.
No, I think she was really saying she liked the initials DP. But what people are talking about it right now is she actually was saying she likes what DP stands for. Yeah, and I'm like, what the hell? I mean, really? I mean,
and taking her off the air because of that.
Supposedly there's backstage heat with her too, is that she was late to interviews or something with Randy Orton and somebody else. But
I mean,
but it's like, God, really, it's like we're getting all on her about that when she literally, like I said, Nia Jax said my hole live on freaking Raw.
Yeah, she yelled it. She yelled it. She yelled that shit like so damn loud, where it became a meme. But then you're talking about somebody else that and even then, you just think that it's a joke, right? That doesn't mean that it actually is one, right? Like where she was just like, yeah, you should be called DP whenever you come out. I mean, granted, as soon as I heard it, I was like, does she not realize what she's saying?
She probably didn't really.
What those
I mean, it was probably one of the...
Or she didn't really pay attention to it until afterwards, where they're like, hey, did you remember what you said? And they play the clip back. And she's
but I mean, even then, it's like, again, compare apples to apples. Nia Jax said my hole. And
and she's talking about her vag hole. And come on, man.
And
either that or
she's
a booty
still
hole,
champion.
But still,
it's like, wait, what is the?
And then
that's where I'd be pissed if I was certain people, because there's that preferential treatment. One person can say something.
That's what I'm saying. The hypocrisy when it comes to people, right? They say like, oh yeah, it's not the second generation thing. You got to work so much harder, but then they show shit like that where it's not. You know, like where it's totally preferential treatment. Like if it was anybody, like if Shayna Baszler was in a like, okay, let's just explain it. Shayna Baszler carrying Lana in a match, right? Lana does that shit and yells "my hole." Who do you think's gonna lose that damn title the next week? Lana will. They will fucking kick her ass out like so fast, take her off TV and everything else for saying that shit. And no matter what anybody says, that's what would happen. They've already showed that happen before. They've gotten rid of people that weren't fucking second or third generation superstars, right? They've gotten rid of them super fast. Zelina Vega, one of them. They got fucking mad because they were doing their Twitch shit. How fast they got rid of Zelina Vega. That shows that shit right there. Like they got rid of her real quick. They found out that she had an OnlyFans. They were like, "Yep, you're gone." But if Nia Jax did a fucking OnlyFans, what do you think would have happened? They wouldn't fucking do shit. Either that, or they would be like, "You got to give us a cut of the profits," and then it would still be on there. That's the hypocrisy that kills me on that shit. Is that if Nia Jax would do that or Charlotte Flair, they wouldn't fucking do jack shit because they're like, oh, their money, oh, yeah.
Well, yeah. Now I found out
shit
with
that,
that Charlotte Flair's remaking Walking Tall again.
Which I was like, and when I mentioned it too, I was just like, dude, they really got to fucking do this movie.
They already remade it with The Rock once.
Really?
I know.
And I'm going off on a tangent, but like, I'm just going to throw it out there. No more movie remakes. I'm like, fuck that shit. They ain't as good as the original. Just watch the original movie.
Yeah.
Just putting it out there. But anyway, I don't even think that we've talked about Roman and Daniel Bryan. Yeah, I didn't think so. Like, I mean, we were just like bullshitting. But anyway, when Daniel Bryan was dope, I liked a lot of the counters. I love Daniel Bryan. I definitely hope that they turn this into a triple threat. I don't think they will.
But
if anything, I mean, it would be dope if they make it a
tune in
excuse
to SmackDown
on
Friday because that's when you'll find out.
Yep. And what's it called? Yeah, and of course Roman won.
Because there's literally
that's why I was sitting there. I was like 40 minutes
was how long the match was, but there's literally only 3 weeks till WrestleMania, so it's not like there's a lot of time.
Oh yeah, and if anything, they're just going to be like, if anything, they would do on SmackDown where they would be like, "Oh my god, you fucking sabotaged it."
That's why the Fastlane pay-per-view is kind of stupid every year because it's like literally, like you were saying at the beginning, all of these matches you knew how they were going to go.
The Fastlane. It just felt like it was funny how we were talking about at the start of the year, or like not so much at the start of the year, but the last like 8 months, it seemed like they were on a good track record of like every single pay-per-view was pretty good. And then the last, like, ever since like kind of Royal Rumble, been kind of shit, right? I mean, Royal Rumble had decent matches. Of course, like the Royal Rumble match, I think that the women's one was
Elimination Chamber was one of the worst one I've seen in a long time.
But I mean, like, well, that's what I'm saying. That's probably going to be down. Like Fastlane's probably worse than, I don't know. Actually, I would probably say that probably Elimination Chamber for me is probably the worst of the year so far.
Yeah,
this is second worst. I mean, not saying anything bad about the wrestling, but like all the matches, you knew who was going to win. You knew that Bray Wyatt was going to come back. There wasn't going to be a reason why they did an intergender match where they never do them anymore. Why they would do that unless they were reintroducing the Fiend, especially the coughing up black liquid and shit and doing all the stuff that they were doing, which was dope, by the way. But like, they wouldn't have made sense with that shit. Same with Drew and Sheamus. All this stuff.
And with our ranting about Roman, you know what the result is. Roman Reigns beat Daniel Bryan, so it's not like it was. No,
Yeah,
and
not like a shocker. I mean, if anybody came into it thinking that their golden boy was gonna fucking lose at Fastlane,
and this
you're
week,
in for
if you
another
want to
thing
watch
coming.
the best match of the year or one of the best matches, actually, I would say it's the best match of the year. You have to watch AEW this week because the Britt Baker Thunder Rosa match on St. Patrick's Day was the best match I've watched in a long time. And that's something for me to say because I
haven't watched it yet, but
yeah, that's something for me to say because I don't say that very often.
Well, yeah, and right now I definitely think that AEW has it when it comes to wrestling. Like pure wrestling, they have it like in spades. Even though that some of their fucking storylines are kind of wonky, and then they do like lame explosions and stuff like that. Like they have, like I feel so bad for AEW though, like for that, like because
but
that they probably
played it
didn't
off
mean for all that damn
perfect.
shit to look that awful. Yeah, like blaming it on Impact and all that shit. The only way that they could have fucking blamed it, knowing that they're trying to set up this Impact versus
they make up for
AEW
it, man. Like I said, that
stuff
match
like that
alone just makes you forget about it. That.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They've been doing like very, very like good matches. Like every time I like put it on, like I mean, and their build up feuds, like they did Bear Country and Jurassic Express versus what's it called, Matt Hardy's people, which it looks like, I don't know, the Matt Hardy thing is just fucking weird. Like him just buying people or like paying people off to be with his team is just weird. But like the Bear Country thing was weird because they like obviously they're building up to a Bear Country and Jurassic Express feud, which I thought Jurassic Express and shit was going to go against FTR, but I guess knowing that the Pinnacle started, they ain't doing it now. So I have no idea. All I know is that it looks intriguing. Definitely, I like the name The Pinnacle anyway. I just got to throw it out there. I think it's good. Unless one thing that I like about AEW too is that their fucking stable names are really good. Most of the names are all perfect. Like Jurassic Express, The Pinnacle, Inner Circle is dope. Like it's just like all of the names that they come out with, even FTR, makes sense for them to take the name that they started on being the Elite forever. But yeah, if like fucking WWE kind of took notice from them and just, I don't know, stop doing the same fucking matches all the time. You got like 300 people on your roster. Come on with a different story to end up having these people on it. Like, come on, man. And stop pushing Roman Reigns. Fuck. I love his like heel persona right now, but does he really need the title?
Doesn't, but
no,
he'll keep it for a while.
Yeah, he's probably gonna keep it for like a fucking year and a half or some shit. So we're gonna probably keep it for like a long time.
Let Becky Lynch come back and take it from
irritating.
That would be
I know, right? That would be fucking hilarious. She would be like, "Yeah, bitch," and then like fucking Seth Rollins comes out and like fucking knocks him out, and then she pins him. That would be pretty dope. I would be like, everybody would be like, "Yeah, fucking Seth," and Becky. But first ever WWE champion, that would be a female though.
Yeah, I think that would be an interesting thing if they did that.
Anyway.
But I don't think they would ever do that.
Hell no, they wouldn't. They ain't ever gonna put the top belt on a woman, and that's just because Vince. I don't think Vince would.
Because the funny thing is,
what
would ever stop him? I mean, like, because who's to say? You talk about women equality. Allow the women to take the title from the guys.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, I don't see why they don't. I've always thought it was weird knowing that they would do a Royal Rumble match. They could go into the Royal Rumble match, but they could never go after one of the men. Like China, why wouldn't she ever be able to? Why wasn't she ever able to? She was able to do the Royal Rumble match, but she couldn't just be like, "Hey, you know what? I want to take the title belt off of you." Like they did it with Jeff Jarrett and stuff like that, where like they did a good story for her to get the Intercontinental belt, right? Why wouldn't they have done it for and they could have told that shit like ages ago, like with anybody, as long as you book them properly. And I'm not saying Nia Jax, never, like even if it was Charlotte Flair, if they told the right story, even if it was against the Miz or some shit, right? Gave it to somebody that you didn't think was going to have the title for long. And then he was like, ha, ha. You know, it would probably be perfect with The Miz, right? Just be like, ha, ha, you're not going to beat me. And then they would roll him up and beat him or something. But sustainably, I don't think they would put it on him because they wouldn't see much money into it. Unless they had somebody they would have to have a female that was out selling merch compared to the men. And I don't think that I don't know if that would ever happen. I mean, fucking do the shit anyway. Fucking Britt Baker. Come on. But yeah. Of course, we've been ranting for a while, but I guess we might as well end it while we're talking about it.
Not really bitching, but I mean, we're at the end of the review of Fastlane.
Yeah. And I don't know, I don't know what we're going to be doing for the next episode. Probably WrestleMania will probably be the next one. Yeah, it'll probably be the next one, I'm assuming, unless I decide to do something else special for somebody, like come up with something special for it. But yeah, I guess for everybody at the Wrestling with the Willeys podcast, even though most of them are busy doing shit. Yep. Yep. But yeah, for everybody and us at this podcast, I guess we will talk to you
all
in
our
the next
other
video or podcast.
Check out our website for all of our other podcasts, theheartofgeek.com, and check out our YouTube channel. We still got stuff. All of these things go out on there.
Yep, I have all that
okay.
stuff, man. Yeah, I started adding it at the end of the video,
you could just,
or like at the end of the podcast. I'm gonna keep saying,
and we'll just what the fuck? Where you said bye, we can leave it there.
Yeah, yeah.
Peace out, people.
Bye, people. If you guys enjoyed this podcast, you can check out all of our social media accounts, which is The Heart of Geek, and our Twitch channel is Heart of Geek. If you guys wanted to leave any comments or questions relate towards our Facebook page, Instagram, or anything else that you could possibly leave a comment and recommend us anything else to do in the meantime. And for all of that, thank you for enjoying Wrestling with the Willeys.